Today on the ValsPOD, we're all about Innisbrook. Innisbrook Resort plays host to the Valspar Championship, so we talked to Managing Director Mike Williams and Executive Chef Thomas about everything the property has to offer. Enjoy. All right, so we're welcoming into the ValsPOD the Managing Director of Innisbrook, Mike Williams. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Tobin, I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing really well. You and I were just reminiscing about the fact that I was on property last year about a day before the plug was pulled, and we were reminiscing about what this year's meant. And so as a director of a big time resort like you are, I mean, just give me some reflections on this 2020 going into 21 here, just in general.
Well, listen, last year, the cancellation came upon us 5 days out. Devastating news for the golf world, but also for our members, our staff, and it was really the beginning of entering into the pandemic for us. Within 2 weeks, we had closed the resort. We had furloughed almost 500 team members, and didn't really reopen until July 1. And at that point, gradually brought team members back as occupancies improved. But we're still reeling from the pandemic. While our conventions, company meetings, conferences have virtually evaporated, our golf groups, the 4 guys, 8 guys, 24 guys that come together for a golf junket. Thank God for them, because they've kept us solvent. We've had a very, very good golf business really since we reopened last July. But we'll be very happy to welcome back the conventions. Probably we'll see that returning in 23.
Okay. Well, thanks for giving us that update. So I'm going to ask you, Mike, to do a couple of things. So as we ready ourselves for the Valspar Championship, I mean, you have a better opportunity than most resorts to get all eyes on Innisbrook. So I want you to kind of let's do 3 virtual tours. So as people watch the golf next weekend, I want you to first walk them through a virtual tour. Let's start with the golf courses that are on property.
So, when we have the Valspar here, one of the best things is the national exposure that we receive. Being on national TV for 4 days and speaking directly to our most important clients, those being golfers, there's no better way to do that than by hosting a PGA Tour event. They're gonna see Copperhead at its finest. Excuse me. It is our premier golf offering. We've had a professional tournament there for about 32 years running. The only years we missed it were last year and in 9/11, when the tournament used to be in September. So it's a world-renowned course, and those who are watching it will see it really at its finest. The PGA Tour agronomist and rules officials checked in on Monday of this week, and I've been with them every day, and they just rave about the conditions of the course. But Tobin, as you mentioned, we have 3 other offerings here. Our island course was the first course that Innisbrook built back in 1970, and the island course is referred to more often than not as our members course, the course that they prefer. It is equally as challenging as Copperhead. We just don't have enough room out there to put the galleries and the patrons. Back in 1990, anecdotally, the NCAA Division I men's finals were held on the island course. And it was the year that Phil Mickelson, who I think was a junior at Arizona State, won his NCAA championship on the island course.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't know that. That was a powerhouse team. I think that he was surrounded by a number of future big time pros.
Oh, absolutely. In the early '90s, you look at those graduating classes, and a number of them have done extremely well on the tour. And then, Tobin, we
Stands
have
out.
two other golf courses. Our Osprey South and Osprey North course are great resort courses, and challenge players to be good shot makers. And it gives our visiting golf groups four different venues that they can play when they're here for a golf junket.
Yeah, and when I talked to Ryan Stewart, your head superintendent, he suggested that incoming golf groups look at potentially playing like a day. If you're going to go 36 holes, you typically would do Island or Copperhead and one of the North Osprey or South Osprey. You agree with that advice?
I would agree. I did another interview a month or so ago, and somebody said, "What order would you play the four courses in?" And I said, "Okay, let's kick off with the Island course, followed by the South course, then going to the North course, which is euphemistically called Little Copperhead, when in fact, when Copperhead first opened, it had 27 holes, and 9 of those holes are now part of Osprey North. And then the finale would be Copperhead.
Oh, okay, nice. So it sounds like the golf business, while you always welcome golfers, is pretty steady, and you would encourage that groups can come on. You have 4 championship courses, like you mentioned. So while we'll see the Copperhead during the telecast, the national telecast of the Valspar Championship, that's 25% of the golf offering of the property. Now let's turn from golf. Let's go off the course when novices like me are dead tired and just want a cold beer and something good to eat. Take me through all the different amenities. What kind of place would I stay in at Innisbrook? What kind of food would I be eating? What kind of things could my kids do?
Sure. Tobin, we have such a wide variety of things for families and guests and members to do here. It starts with our world-class Salamander Spa, 11 treatment rooms. It is completely up to date, a full-service spa, whether you want massage, facials, manicures, pedicures, get your hair cut. You name it, they can do it over there. And it's been ranked as one of the top spa in the Tampa Bay area for the last 5 years. And when you're finished with the spa, you can head over to our tennis facility. We have 11 clay courts. They're lit for night play. And next year, we'll be hosting the United States Women's Clay Court Championships. Excuse me. So a wonderful, wonderful tennis facility that we think is the best on the west coast of Florida. For dining options, gosh, we've got so many different things you can choose from. Let's start with Packard's, our steakhouse. It's located in the Copperhead Clubhouse, and it serves up USDA prime choice beef that is unparalleled. We've had food writers come in and sample the best of the food, of the steakhouses in Tampa Bay, and we all know the names of many of them. And the most recent one was saying, I'd put Packard's up against any one of them. So a great.
Yeah, there you go. What about the last thing too is my kids love the pools.
Yes, yes. So we have 6 pools, and the featured pool is the Loch Ness Monster Pool. This is one that kids love. Sandy beach, 2 water slides, water volleyball, and the Loch Ness Grill right there for anything you'd like to eat, drink, and just have a great day with the kids by the pool.
Yeah, and the other thing too, you mentioned some of your team members that are returning to work. The team members that run all these things are just, they're, no matter what time of year, no matter if you're a member or a guest or staying for 4 days or 2 weeks, I feel like your team members always have a smile on their face, always are ready to serve, and they're just so chipper, and it's I feel like going into the gates of Innisbrook, that's really sort of what the lasting influence on me is.
It's so great to hear that, Tobin. We pride ourselves in having team members that can consistently, day in and day out, demonstrate salamander hospitality. And we want our guests, we want our members to feel comfortable here. We're not pretentious. It's not a stuffy resort. And we want them to be able to come and relax and enjoy the facilities, be it golf, tennis, swimming, spa, or just a fine dining experience at our Market Salamander Grill. We want them to have fun. But you can't do that without a very, very hospitable staff. And we just want to make people feel welcome, make them feel comfortable, and surprise and delight them as often as we can.
Yep. And so when you welcome the golfers next week, and the Valspar Championship starts on the 29th of April. So what's the property done? What's the property done over the last in the short term to ready itself for, not as many patrons, but still patrons to make sure it's safe, to make sure it's clean, to make sure it's responsible? What kind of work have you been doing over the last few weeks to get it all ready?
Sure. Tobin, we have 300 immaculate accommodations, all recently renovated, and we have a pretty ambitious cleanliness program as our daily standard. But over the course of the last year, we have instituted additional cleanliness and sanitation standards because of the pandemic that layer over top of our normal strict cleanliness standards. We're fogging every room with an electrostatic fogger. We have cleaning protocols for high touch areas. Our linens are all sanitized and professionally cleaned. All of our team members are required to wear masks. Some of the team members, depending on the role that they have, will also be gloved. And while we see a lot of industries, a lot of businesses that are loosening their standards, we have not done so. We will continue to practice the highest level of cleanliness, sanitation, and disinfecting things so that our guests can feel very safe, be it in their guest room, in our restaurants, or in any of the facilities.
That's wonderful. Okay, Mike. So Mike is managing director of Innisbrook. It's the property that will host our lovely Valspar Championship, which will start on April 29th. A world-class golf resort, tennis, spa, food, kids stuff to do. It's amazing. The list could go on and on. So I can't let you go, though, Mike, without making a prediction about the Valspar Championship. I mean, I'm talking to you because this is that time of year, right? So who do you like in the tournament when they hoist the trophy on the 2nd? Who are you going with?
Justin Thomas.
Okay, he's a popular choice. All right, well, I look forward to it, all right? Well, hey, Mike, I hope to see you during the week. Thank you so much for your time.
Tobin, thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Take care. Well, the ValsPOD is about to start getting hungry because the executive chef of the Innisbrook property, Chef Thomas, is joining us. Hey, Chef Thomas, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
It's good to talk to you again. I was just reminiscing about the fact that it's about this time last year where we spoke. So it must be Valspar time of year, huh?
Yeah, it's good this year, this time of year. And this time we're doing it, That's the most important thing.
Yeah, no
Very
kidding.
exciting.
So how's the prep going?
Prep is doing good. We got our deliveries yesterday for the first 3 days of the tournament. And then that was already, I think, over 500 something cases. And boxes and chicken and oh my God, it's a lot of work.
So how are you having to adjust? You had been here for a couple of Valspars before, so I'm imagining with the limited capacity, it's probably a little more difficult to figure out how much of everything to get. Correct?
Well, yeah, we're looking. I mean, I have my numbers for the tournament. What we do, I have that all on our BEOs, and it's smaller numbers, But we will see what's happening, during the week of their numbers go up or down. And, we have to adjust to the new tournament for this year, and we're flexible and we do what we need to do.
Yeah, I hear you. So let's step away from the Valspar Championship real quick and just talk about, let's do a virtual food tour of the property. So Mike Williams, the managing director, walked us kind of in crayons through, the food at Innisbrook, but I want you to go deeper. I want you to be the professor for me of all things food at Innisbrook. So let's start with Packard's. I'm going to go make a reservation at Packard's to eat with my wife. What should I expect? What should I order?
In Packard's, you have a variety of seafood steaks, what's our home for years. I mean, we have some phenomenal steaks, what we get from Chicago, delivered from one single farm out there, and our provider in Chicago delivers it to us twice a month. And we're putting it on the shelf and let it age on our shelving, and those steaks are phenomenal. I can proud myself that we have some of the best steaks in this area, and our bacon wrapped shrimp, of course, they're like our hot seller in there. They're on this menu forever and they're going. I mean, it's amazing what they do for us, and
well, anything wrapped in bacon, right?
I know, everything wrapped in bacon, that's a good thing, especially for me as a German. I enjoy everything in bacon.
I love it. All right, so Packard's, I'm going to get the steak. Maybe my appetizer will be the bacon wrapped shrimp. That sounds really good.
You should try them.
And
when you didn't have them already, you should try
them. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. What about Market Salamander Grill is somewhere I've gone, and I will say that I really love this place because it's to me feels like a restaurant bar that would be sort of outsider. Like I could wear jeans into this, not that you couldn't into Packard's, but a little more comfortable. Music that's live, fire pits, things like that. Walk us through the Market Salamander Grill.
Market Salamander Grill is a restaurant for a lot of things and for everybody. I mean, and that's the concept of it anyway. We're serving burgers like there's no tomorrow. While we're selling our steaks there, we having our ahi tuna there. It's very diverse, this menu. We created that menu to please everybody who is on the resort. We have our members, we have our guests, we have the sports event now. We have a lot of different palates to please. And MSG is for everybody something. That's what I really believe in. And our flatbreads are phenomenal. Our pastas are delicious. And over the winter now we had a full leather jacket on there, what is like a cinnamon bun with the burger and topped with chili, and then we crank it up like a nacho, and it's like it's
what? Say that one more time.
It's
you have a cinnamon bun, chili,
a burger in between the cinnamon bun, then we top it with chili, put some tortilla chips around it, and have some loaded up with tomatoes and jalapeno peppers. It's I was 2 years in Nebraska, and that's what I was bringing back: chili and cinnamon bun, yeah. And it's phenomenal. I mean, people who don't know it should try it. It's the sweet and the spiciness of the chili is absolutely delicious.
Well, why don't you have me out there, and then I could give a firsthand account, because my initial reaction is I don't know, but you're saying it's worth a try.
It's definitely. I mean, we took it off the menu just 3 weeks ago because now I'm at the warm weather again, But when you come by, let me know. You always can get in contact with me, and then we make you one. Okay.
Well, we have to talk about my favorite. Now, this is the incumbent for me, and I'm one of those guys that will take a look at the menu, but typically always errs on the side of things I know, and it's the nachos. Tell us about the nachos. Paint the visual picture for somebody who's never seen your plate of nachos.
The nachos, you talking about the ones in the can?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're not there anymore because out of safety reasons for COVID. I mean, we will bring them back. I hear you.
You
know, those things, the nachos, we layer them in a number 10 can. and we put all the goodies, the black beans, everything on there, and then we served it in the black bean in the can, and then we just pulled the can off, you know. But it's will.
Oh, but it was like it was a nacho volcano, I would call it. My
Yeah.
kids would sit around and they'd all stare at it and go, "Oh my God, he's gonna pull the can off!" So when that comes back, I promise you, I'll be back to the restaurant. So
Yeah.
you have to let me know that's coming back, right?
It's coming back. We sold it so much. It's a beautiful dish, and that's what we try to do in MSG. Do different things, and like the nachos, our onion rings. You know,
Oh, yeah.
three process. You know, the onion rings are sorry, phenomenal. They are. You know, we peel them, we put them in ice water, we pull out the membranes, and then on the third day we bread them. And the guests enjoy them, and we in the kitchen we don't really like them, you know, because it's so much work for us. But we do the right thing, and we played around doing something different with them, but we always came back to the same thing, and we have to keep the onion rings, and the onion rings is phenomenal, this product.
Are you guys still doing the signature cocktails that are sort of golf themed?
Yeah, we do the cocktails. I mean, you know, I'm not really in the beverage world this much, but yeah, I mean, Gail, our restaurant manager, and the team, they're doing some phenomenal cocktails in both places. And Packett's is really, with Michelle behind the bar there, she has some phenomenal cocktails there, and we have some great bartenders on property. And whatever you want, they can. When we have it in house, they make it for you.
Yeah, there you go. So, okay, as we close up shop here, Chef Thomas, he's the executive chef of Innisbrook. So I'm going to come to Innisbrook, and I'm going to have a really long day there, and I'm going to eat 3 meals. So take me through breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the Innisbrook property. Give me where you would go, what you would order, and where you would go next.
All right, I would go for breakfast. I would go to MSG, having the huevo rancheros. That's my favorite dish on this menu for breakfast. Then I would go for lunch to Loch Ness. We have Loch Ness still. Eat their burger, yeah, because they have some really
the poolside. You go poolside.
Yeah, the poolside.
Okay.
Eat a burger there. Or I would go to Packett's and eat the black peppercorn steak sandwich. Oh, it's delicious. I mean, I'm too big for that, but you know, I love that steak sandwich. And then most likely I would go to Packett's and have a nice, great steak. Not saying
that sounds so good. And then you'd have a lovely nap.
Yeah, and then I have a lovely nap. But then also, you know, when I not want to all eat that food, I would go and have some flatbreads or something. Our Chinese chicken salad in MSG is phenomenal, you know, when I need a lighter break. Also, I would have a hard time to choose which restaurant. I need to be careful because my team is most likely, when they see this, they might most likely hunt me down. Why you don't go to MSG for dinner, you know? Because I have to be very careful on that. But
you have to be a diplomat.
Yeah, I love both restaurants. You know what? Both restaurants are good for what they are. Yeah, and I don't think that you will ever have a bad meal in those restaurants. Things happen in our world. Things happen, but when it's made how we planned it and how we should execute it, you will not be disappointed in either one of those restaurants. Even Loch Ness the same way. I mean, you know, our black and redfish sandwich there is delicious. You know, our Greek salad there is delicious. You know, and we try to do the right thing, and to a lot of times we are right on. Sometimes we don't. We don't please everybody, and we have to be honest about this. And but on the end of the day, I'm excited to go in every kitchen and check the food and the quality of the food, the freshness of the food, and it's up to par, you know. And I have a phenomenal team in place, and that's the most important thing, you know. I can create so many menus and whatever I want to do, but I need the team who executes it. And I have a great, amazing chef de cuisine in Alex in Packett's. You know, I have 2 awesome lead cooks in MSG, and they're all doing the right thing. They're on our train what we try to do and accomplish in Innisbrook.
Nice. And so, are you a fan of the golf at all during the Valspar?
I'm not a golfer. I'm working for what now? 11 years in golf resorts in Florida, in South Carolina, and now here. I played 3 times golf. The last time the ball ended up behind me, and I said, "That's it. That's not my thing. Not my cup of tea. This golf thing."
You're gonna head back. You're like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna head back and get some food.
Yeah, I'm out of here. And but on the end of the day, it's great to see what's going on with Valspar and how everything got planned out and then it's got built. It's amazing. I mean, I'm on Sunday afternoon. I'm on 18th hole and check out what's happening on the end of the day. Because that's exciting.
That's nice. Awesome. Well, we're going to let you get back to the important work you do. Chef Thomas, he's the executive chef at the Innisbrook property. If you ever wanted to visit any of those restaurants, most are open to the public, right, Chef Thomas?
Yep. Yep.
Are all of them open? Is Packard's open to everybody?
Mid reservations, yeah.
Okay, so they're open to the public. Lots of amenities, lots of things the public can do without being a member that all the people will enjoy as the Valspar Championship comes to Innisbrook on the 29th of April. So thank you, Chef Thomas. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, good to see you.